before I begin, does anyone here work in the judicial system? Okay, cool. All right. That's good. I am currently on jury duty. I'm not supposed to talk about it, but that's all we're going to talk about, okay? Been dying to get this off my chest, okay? I was so honest with the judge, too. I told him, I was like, yo, listen, I'm a stand-up comic. My whole job is to go out at night and talk about my day. But they're so hard up for jurors that he was like, oh, so you free from 9 to 5, you know? And now I'm on a jury, you know? And they ask you questions to try to, like, filter you out. So they were like, hey, listen, this is a murder case, you know, it's a felony. Are you okay listening to details about a murder for 2 weeks? And I was like, listen, I'm from New York. I wanted to kill people every day, okay? You know, by the same token, 30-some odd years, I haven't done it yet. So I get the other side, you know? Perspective. And then he was like, okay, so we meet Monday through Friday. Are you free to do that? And I was like, actually, I got a show on Friday in Rhode Island. And I thought that was going to knock me out the running. But he just took a note. He sent me out the room. And then when they brought us all in, he was like, ladies and gentlemen, you are officially members of the jury. We'll be meeting Monday through Thursday because some of you have other obligations. This dude is on trial for murder, and they got delayed a week so I can entertain 70 people in Providence? That's too much power, you know? I started listening to the case. He's wild guilty, by the way. Wild guilty. We never seen this guy again. He is so gone. Forever. I'm listening to the case, and like, the more I hear, the more I realize I gave this dude a free weekend, you know? This could have been wrapped up on Friday. I gave him more time to get his affairs in order, you know? It was so bad that, like, the jury couldn't, like, hide how they felt about it, you know? Like, he brought out a character witness, and every time she spoke, she was lying so much that the juror next to me would just be like, You know? It's not a good sign for you when, like, the jury is just tapping each other during your trial. Like, yo, you hearing this shit? I turned 40 recently. Woo! You don't feel that way. That's not honest. You know? After 40, birthdays are no longer a celebration. They're more like general wellness checks. You know? It's just an excuse for your friends to get together and be like, yo, what's that on your skin? That looks contagious. You seen somebody? I know a guy. It's the first time I'm noticing the passage of time. Like, I have 2 teenage kids, and they don't need me. Like, that's the end of that sentence, actually. They don't need me. Like, my niece, she's 4 years old. She slept over recently, and at the end of the night, I watched my wife get her ready to take her shower, and I realized that I haven't had to help my kids take a shower in over a decade. Like, I miss that time to connect with them, to bond with them, you know, one-on-one with them, answer all their questions. It was beautiful. I started to cry, and when my wife came out, I wasn't emotionally ready to explain myself. So she was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I don't see my kids naked no more. We gotta do something about this. She was like, never say that out loud again. My son overheard the convo, and he was like, Dad, I don't remember you helping me take showers. And I was like, that's because I stopped at the appropriate time, son. If you had memories of me helping you in the shower, this conversation takes place in a different room, you know? Like, there'd still be other people there, it's just you would call them witnesses, you know? For your protection. I found out I was diabetic. Most people find out by taking a test. I was a little more adventurous, you know? I drank 3 half gallons of Tropicana orange juice. I started hallucinating. I passed out. Incredible night, yo. You should have been there. It was a party. My wife told me the last coherent statement I made was, Shorty, I'm sorry I had a rough game on Sunday, but me and the rest of the O-line, we're going to come through for Daniel Jones next week. I promise you, you know. If anyone confused, I don't play for the New York Giants, okay? What bothered me, even in my diabetic dreams, I could have played for anybody. Why play for a 6-10 team, you know? I had all the options, history at my disposal, you know? I got to the hospital, they checked my glucose levels. For a healthy male, it's between 75 and 100. When you eat, it can spike to like 140. When I got there, my blood sugar was at 660. Every day for a week, this young doctor came in the room and yelled at me. He was like, yo, your blood sugar was 660. You should have died. Like, he was going to shock me into dropping donuts, you know? I found out on the last day, he wasn't a full doctor yet. He was a medical student, you know? So he wasn't trying to treat me. He was just impressed with my work, you know? He's like, yo, I read all the books. Nobody's gotten to 660 before. Show your progress, you know? I say that to say that I eat oatmeal now. Nobody eats oatmeal by choice, okay? Eating oatmeal happens to you. It's led to my most controversial opinion as a stand-up comedian, okay? Nobody loves oatmeal, and anyone who says they love oatmeal is lying to you. Don't trust them as people, okay? We'll get to you. Oatmeal is a means to an end. It's a last resort. Oatmeal is proof that there's a difference between food and sustenance. Oatmeal is made for two people in this world. One, people who can't chew, you know, so like elderly, you know, you lost a teeth, babies, I get it. You have a need, you know. Two, it's made for sociopaths on a budget, you know. People that want a six-pack, you can't afford a gym membership, oatmeal is for you. What I'm saying is I'm not a fan of oatmeal. I don't know if that's coming across. You know? And this is the point in my spiel where the oatmeal eaters in the room, and I know you here, I can feel you, okay? You could always tell who they are. They sit a little too straight, their posture's weird, it's the fiber, okay? You gotta excuse them, you know, they can't sit any other way. All the oatmeal eaters want to tell me the same thing. They're like, Gastore. It's not that you don't like oatmeal, it's that you don't know how to make oatmeal. Then they proceed to share the shittiest recipes in the world. Have you tried almond milk? Cinnamon? Granola crumbs? Strawberry slices? Coconut flakes? They don't realize they're proving my point. You don't like oatmeal, you like those things. You know what's better than oatmeal with peanut butter? Peanut butter. It's fantastic. Why are we ruining all of these great foods? But all the oatmeal eaters, they're cocky people. They still think they right. Every oatmeal eater in here still thinks it's a good idea to eat oatmeal. But I will prove to you that eating oatmeal is trash. Who here eats oatmeal? Raise your hands. Okay. Who else? We got a lot of bad decision makers here tonight. Okay. All right, it's the end of my set, so do me a favor. If you eat oatmeal, I want you to do something for me. And everyone else, you saw who raised their hands. Hold them accountable, okay? If you eat oatmeal, I want you to close your eyes right now, okay? And picture yourself eating oatmeal. I want you to put yourself in the room that you most often do it in, the time of day. Really be in that moment, really be in that environment. Go there, picture it, be there. Wherever you are right now, I promise you, you're by yourself. You eat that shit in shame like it's a secret. The lights are off, right? You want nobody to know. When your friends come over, do you offer them oatmeal? No. Because you want them to come back, right? Every major breakfast food is pivoted to brunch, but one, oatmeal. Because there's no amount of endless mimosas to justify $20 for that shit. It's trash. You know what I've never heard in my life? I just got promoted. After work, oatmeal on me. It's ludicrous. You'd have no friends.